is for us, who can be against us? Yan po ang nasa Romans 8:31. At siguro naman po, lahat tayo ay nagdadasal para sa ating bansa. Di lang sa ating barangay, di lang sa ating pamilya, di lang sa ating mga anak, pero nagdadasal tayo para sa buong mundo. We're praying that the Lord intervenes with divine intervention, that the Lord hear our land. We look upon the government to do good and prevent evil. People are suffering. People need hope. Nalulungkot po ako na imbes na nakatutok po tayo at sumunod po sa usapan na Nobyembre ang palitan ng speakership, sa ilang araw nakalipas, nakatutok po sa issue ng speakership. At nalulungkot din po ako na ang ilan sa mga supporters ni Congressman Velasco ay nagte-text brigade ngayon na mag-log out kayo sa Zoom para hindi nyo mapakinggan ang speech ni Alan Peter Cayetano. Don't be afraid of words. We are here as members of Congress so that we can express principles, vision, the hearts and minds of our people. If my words can move you, then more so should you listen. If my words cannot move you, then more so you should also log on and listen. But really, it is up to you. I have always made it clear that I will abide by the wisdom of President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. I have prayed many times that the Lord used him, especially in significant decisions, not only for Congress, not only around the world, but in my personal life. The meeting last night was not only about the speakership, but it was also about matters of great national importance. The President clearly instructed I and Congressman Velasco, and to quote, Alan, ikaw na bahala bukas sa office mo mag-make ng announcement. But as usual, hindi marunong tumupad si Congressman Velasco. Nasa kotse pa lang ako, di ko pa nakakausap yung mga mahal ko sa buhay. Di ko pa nakakausap ang mahal ko mga kongresista na sa oposisyon man o administrasyon, nag-text brigade na may halong fake news. Di naman po ako nagulat doon sa Tribune. Kasi nabanggit ko na po sa ating Pangulo, Mr. President, si Cong Velasco, ang PR niyan, si Willie Fernandez ng Tribune, umpisa pa lang ng SEA Games, ginugulo na ako niyan at kung ano-anong black propaganda. Natawa nga po ako sa sagot ni Congressman Velasco. Sabi niya, Mr. President, gusto ko nga pa-imbestigahan yung PISGOC. So sabi ko, Mr. President, pa-imbestigahan niyo po dahil wala kayong makikita. At ngayon pa lang, hinahamon ko si Congressman Velasco, pa-imbestigahan mo. Pag may nakakita kang anomalya, hindi lang ako magre-resign, ikulong mo ko. Pero pag wala kaming nakitang anomalya, ikaw mag-resign. But that is beside the point. I went into the meeting trusting the wisdom of the President. Just like in 2019, July, agreements were made again last night. And just like in previous instances, they were immediately broken by Congressman Velasco. Part of the agreement made last night with President was that more than the speakership, the budget must be the primary concern of the members of Congress, especially in 2021, because we are in a crossroads. Gutom ang ating mga kababayan. Takot ang iba nating kababayan. Yung iba stranded, locally stranded or stranded around the world. They need our help. They need our voices. But more of that, they need the programs and the money to back up those programs. The budget must not be delayed as it will affect the government's entire recovery program. If there is one budget in the last 50 years that is very important, it is this. Every budget affects not only the next year but years to come. But this budget will be a budget that will put us in a crossroad. It will determine whether we will go over a cliff or if we will recover and start climbing up that mountain where we were and even better before COVID-19. Because of this, the President repeatedly asked Congressman Velasco to move the term sharing agreement to December so that Congress may be able to finish the budget. Ang Pangulo pang nakiusap. The President asked this not to give me a few months as Speaker, but because it was for the good of the country. Hindi para kay Alan to. Dahil sa budget ito. But this appeal to Congressman Velasco was rejected many times despite the reasonings given. Let me go into the details. Total, lumabas na yung mga fake news at total, hindi lang naman 10 o 16 ang membro ng Congress na nandung kagabi. Lahat kayo dito, membro ng Congress. You deserve to know what happened, not only with the group, but in our private meeting. Let me go into the details. Full disclosure, pati sa publiko. When the President asked me to give my stand, I started out by the statement that saying, Sir President, kung naalala mo, September 29, 2015, pumunta akong Davao. Ang intention ko, maging Vice President mo. Pero pagkatapos mo magkwento sa isang paborito mo na napakasimpleng restaurant, naniwala ako sa'yo. Kaya sabi ko, Mr. President, kung tatakbo ka, I will support you. If you get me as your Vice President, good. If not, I will still support you. If you get another Vice President, I will still support you. As a politician, that was a mistake. But as a Christian, naniwala ako eh. So I reminded him, Mr. President, from that time on, I told you I will respect your wisdom. Sinabi mo, diyan ka sa Senado, mag-Senate President ka, hindi ko nakuha. Sabi niya, tulungan mo pa rin ako. Tinulungan ko. Sabi niya, diyan ka sa DFA, lumipat ako sa DFA. Masaya na po kami sa DFA. Tahimik ang buhay. Peace. World peace. Napakaganda po ng trabaho na inaabot mo ang counterparts mo around the world. Yung nakakalungkot lang po sa DFA, yung OFWs, pag nakita mo talaga ang mga problema nila. No? That's another matter. But when we talk and he said, go for the speakership, hindi na po ako nagtanong. After po the campaign, nung sinabi niyang, Alan, pwede bang term sharing? Hindi ko sinabing, Mr. President, wala tayong usapan na gano'n. Sabi ko, Mr. President, ano bang gusto mo? But si Congressman Velasco kept on saying, hindi, dapat ako lang. Hindi, dapat term sharing. Dapat una ko. Kung una siya, 2015, okay lang. If he's a good negotiator, much better than me, no problem. But I continued to tell the President, you are my leader. Congress will be independent, but I will follow your lead. So I told the President, hindi siguro aksidente na nagpatawag ka ng meeting September 29, 2020. Reminder sa akin na ikaw ang leader. At walang magaling na leader kung walang magaling na follower. And I don't mind calling myself a follower. Because I will not grow as a leader unless I also know how to follow. So I told him, Mr. President, hindi po ako ang problema. Again, I am not the problem. Under the Constitution, Congressman Velasco has to have the vote of the majority of the members of Congress. I told the President, I will honor the agreement. Tignan niyo po lahat ng interview ko. Never ko po sinabi na hindi ko i-honor. Ang salita ko parate, kung ano sabihin ni Presidente, susunod ako. Tanong niyo po kay Majority Leader, the Honorable Martin Romualdez. Nung nag-usap kami, lahat sila, yes sir. Ako, sinabi ko, Mr. President, I will follow you. Sabi niya na, payag ka ba sa agreement? No, Mr. President, I will follow you. Pinaalala ko kay Congressman Velasco, a few days before we saw the President, nag-agree tayo sa Davao. Kung sino mapili ni Presidente, walang term sharing. Wala pang 5 oras. Nag-agree kami. Hindi ko nasasabihin kung na sino nandun sa meeting na yon, but nandun si Martin. Wala pang 5 oras. Nagte-text na sa amin yung nag-broker nung deal eh. Sorry, may umayaw na naman. So I have never had the reputation of not following my word. So having said that, I told the President that I asked Congressman Velasco to be my senior deputy speaker, a position that does not exist. But since we have never experienced term sharing in advance, and since it will be very awkward for me to work as speaker and awkward for him to be the next, mag-join forces na tayo. I talked to him and several people close to him. Budget, sabay na natin gawin. Committee assignments, sabay na natin gawin. Ano po sinabi ni Congressman Velasco? Bahala na si Dong at saka si Johnny, referring to our two honorable deputy speakers. I worked with them. Lugi daw ang PDP. Ginawan po natin ng paraan. 3 ang kanilang CA. Kawawa daw HNP. Pero may HNP ngayon na nasa HRET. They deserve daw more deputy speakers. Dinagdagan natin. So I think we had a great start together. This was the suggestion of Congressman Jack Duavit because he's a longtime friend. We don't look at each other as politicians. We don't look at political parties. We've known each other for some time, and his wife and my wife are friends. So sabi sa akin ni Jack, Alan, total, ikaw naman ang pangalawa. Second, This was before the speakership fight. Pwede ba wala nang palitan ng chairmanship? Sabi ko, Jack, I will agree with you na wala nang palitan ng chairmanship mag-usap. But I disagree with you na una si Lord. Hindi yun ang usapan. But yun ang pinagkakalat ni Lord na usapan. So yesterday, when Congressman Jack Duavit brought up the support of NPC to the President, Jack was the witness. I reiterated, lahat naman kami, Mr. President, supportado ka. Di ba? All the parties here. So having said that, pinaliwanag ko sa ating Pangulo, Mr. President, hindi niya tinanggap eh. Gusto daw niya energy. Sabi ko, bakit energy? Sabi niya, kasi yun talaga advocacy niya. Pero sabi niya sa akin, Powercom ang gusto ko. Sabi ko, no problem. Powercom and senior deputy. Tinuro ako ni Congressman Velasco, Mr. President, inoffer niya. Pero gusto ko dalawa, hindi niya binigay eh. Hindi ko po binigay kasi sabi ko sa kanya, magiging speaker ka, bad example naman na deputy speaker ka na, may chairmanship ka pa. Di ba? Sabi ko, what will happen in the next Congress and the Congress after that? Natutulig sana nga tayo na napakaraming officers eh. Dadagdagan mo pa ng ganon. Tapos siya yung umangal. Sir President, hindi naman niya akong ginawang partner. He alienated me. Sabi ko, how did I alienate you? You did not give my committee the right powers. Sabi ko, pare, meron korporasyon na may utang ng almost 100 billion, 89 billion pesos. 4 years kang chairman ng Energy Committee. Hindi mo inimbestigahan. Tapos sabi niya, Mr. President, nasa korte na yon. So sabi ko, kita mo, Mr. President, dinidepensahan niya na walang hearing. Kami nag-hearing. Lumabas sa hearing na ang korte ay bawal magbigay ng TRO. So sabi ko, ano pang angal mo? Mr. Chairman, yung dapat ako nag-hearing sa Meralco, etc., ibinigay sa mga kakampi ni Cayetano. Sabi ko, boss, tignan mo po yung record. Naunang mag-hearing yung iba. Ang rule sa Congress, kung sino nauna at jurisdiction niya, magpapatuloy sana. So I asked him, Lord, hindi ba yung opisina ko bukas sa lahat? Ang sagot niya, syempre may kailangan sila sa iyo, kaya nandun sila lahat sa opisina mo. Sabi ko, Lord, hindi naman yun ang pinag-uusapan. Ang point ko, bukas ang opisina ko, ba't hindi mo ako tinawagan, hindi mo ako pinuntahan? May problema ka pala, nag-offer ako sa iyo eh. So, in-explain ko sa kanya, Lord, you know why I offered that to you? So that magaan na yung transition natin. Because ayoko rin na yung 21 months after, may kaaway ako. Ayoko maggantihan tayo. I want a better transition. We have to learn from history. So, sabi ko, Mr. President, hindi ko nakasalanan na si Congressman Velasco chose na wag maging present, na wag dumating sa mga napakahalagang mga events ng Congress, katulad sa Batangas. Nung naghihirap ang ating mga kababayan dahil sa pagputok ng Taal, marami po nag-alala sa kanilang personal safety. Pero dahil nadama nila ang problema ng ating kababayan, sumugod pa rin sila sa Batangas. So sabi ko, it's not my choice. It was his choice not to go there. It was his choice na sa Bayanihan 1 and 2, hindi siya active. It was his choice na ipasa na lang kay Congressman, kay Deputy Speakers Dong at Johnny, yung committees at hindi na siya makipag-usap sa isa-isa. It was his choice na wag makialam sa mga tax measures na kailangan ng ating bansa. It was his choice to be quiet. Ano ba talagang stand niya sa ABS-CBN? Ano ba talagang stand niya sa anti-terrorism? Ay, Mr. President, ayoko lang makialam kay Alan. Sabi ko, boss, wala naman tong, it's not about me. So anyway, dahil hindi narinig ang kanyang stand sa mga usapin pampubliko, sabi ko, Mr. President, ang problema, maraming mga kongresista nagsasabing question mark ang kanyang speakership. Hindi po personal. Sabi ko, maraming kaibigan si Congressman Velasco dito. In fact, dalawa sa nagsalita sa harap ni Presidente, sabi nila, kung tutusin, mas close sila kay Velasco. But they testified about our good ratings, about kung paano pagpapatakbo ng Kongreso, and how they want their own legacy. Some of the people here testified that before their children said, Tay, ano ang congressman? Tay, bakit House of Representatives? Tay, bakit mabango ang Senado, kayo hindi? So Congressman Abu, maiyak-iyak at sinabi, Mr. President, if you want a legacy, third term na ako. Ngayon ko lang naranasan na mataas ang tingin, hindi lang sa kongresista, kundi sa Kongreso. Yes, my dear colleagues, mataas ang tingin sa inyo, sa inyong lugar. They look up to you but they look down on Congress. That's why we worked hard together, even with the cabinet. We did not demand respect from this cabinet. Di natin inipit, sinigawan, etc. We showed them respect. And in return, most of them, if not all, also gave us respect. So after hearing all of that, I told the President, Mr. President, hindi ako nag-criticize lang. Sinasabi ko to because meron akong solusyon. Sir President, you asked us to finish the budget sa December. You asked me to continue. So sabi ko, Congressman Velasco, di ko matawag na Lord just because of the word Lord, but Alan din, Alan or Velasco. Sabi ko, Kong, ganito na lang, work with me. Ako nang bahala. 3 months, ligawan mo, win the hearts and mind of people. Di, ikaw nga, Alan, wala kang ang supporter no. Mr. President, walang supporter yan. Ako may numero. Sabi ko, pare, sandali lang ha. Mas may numero sa iyo si Martin. Pero hindi yun ang pinag-uusapan. Ang pinag-uusapan, kahit papano, kay kalabang ko, kakampi ko, I won their hearts. I mean, I was very honored that Mikey Arroyo was there. He has all the reason to say it's time to kick out Cayetano. But he just wanted the President to know, maganda takbo ng Kongreso. Walang personalan. So I told Congressman Velasco, pare, let's work it out. Babantayan tayo ng Presidente. Let's have a good budget. Pag turnover, wala ka ng problema. Sabi niya, sir, titirahin lang ako niyan, sisirain. Walang matitira sa credibility ko kung December pa. Sabi ko, Kong, ako nang bahala. Sa lahat ng tumitira sa'yo, kausapin natin. Kausapin natin, let's put our foot down. Na hindi pwedeng unparliamentary or whatever. Pero kausapin mo rin mga tao mo. Diba? Then sabi ko, Mr. President, pagdating naman ng budget, ang nanggugulo, panay tao niya. O, tapos sabi ko, Mr. President, bakit nanggugulo? Atat na makapwesto yung iba Sabi niya, Mr. President, hindi totoo yun. O, sige, Congressman Velasco, kung hindi totoo yun. Diba, promise mo sa akin, wala nang palitan? Tahimik. O, kita mo, Mr. President, hindi makasagot. Sabi niya, Mr. President, never ko sinabing tatanggal ako. So sabi ko, okay, right now and here, can you promise to the President, wala kang tatanggalin? Yes, sir. Wala po akong tatanggalin. Okay. Maya-maya, sabi, Mr. President, paano ho si Sid Ungap? Taga Davao ho siya. Sabi ko, Mr. President, ayan na naman Balak niya palitan yung mga nasa APRO. Sabi niya, Mr. President, maraming magaling sa appropriations. Sabi ko, yes, Mr. President. Kaya nga marami kaming vice chairman Pero kung papalitan niya, after the second reading, sabay ka, magkakagulo tayo. Tingin mo ba ganyan kasimple? So, atras na naman siya. Tapos sabi ko, Sir President, hindi po biro yung budget ngayon dahil may FLR at may issue po ito. At yung sinabi niya kanina na ipasa natin ang budget as is NEP. Let me make it clear, ha? The President is not asking us to be a rubber stamp. It is Congressman Velasco who's asking or was telling the President, we will be a rubber stamp. Kung ano daw yung NEP, yun daw ang ipapasa. Tanong niyo sa mga kasama. Lahat kasi na sinabi niya nasa kodigo. Nagbasa siya sa cellphone. Hindi niya alam na itatanong ko yung budget. Wala sa cellphone niya, kaya sagot niya, Mr. President, kung kaya ni Cayetano yung budget, kaya ko rin yan. But don't worry ko, ano nasa NEP, yan ang ipapasa ko. Never in the history of the Philippines napasa yung nasa NEP kasi may Senado tayo. And simula nung aking pagiging speaker, ang sabi ko sa inyo, Senado lang ba marunong magtingin ng national priorities? Hindi ba pwedeng maglagay din tayo ng national priorities? Kaya yung problema sa bigas last Congress at marami pang ibang mga issues sa agrikultura, sa industriya, inilagay na natin. At nung tinignan ni Senator Lacson, sabi niya, walang pork, di ba? Yung wala silang siningit, ang sinama nila institutional, okay yan. Di ba? So, I told the President, Sir President, parang minamaliit niya yung budget. Sabi niya, tumingin siya kay Lord, December na. Tanong ni Lord, Sir, anong petsa? Sabi ko, Boss, let me explain. When we made the 1521, at sabi ko, nandyan si Senator Bongo, very, very clear yung usapan. I have 2 budgets na ipapasa, and magba-birthday ako na ako speaker. Sabi niya birthday ko rin Sabi ko, pare, 50th birthday ko, sentimental lang sa akin. Sabi niya, babaw mo naman. Sabi ko, mababaw talaga ako. Babaw talaga ako kasi sentimental. Sino ba naman nagpi-50 years old sa atin na hindi sentimental? Sabi ko, pare, ang dami po ang birthday, bata mo pa Pero sabi ko, hindi yun ang pinag-uusapan. Binilangan ako. 1521, sabi ko, Boss, wala pang speaker nung June. Sabi ko, pare-pareho naman tayong abogado. Di ba? Alam naman ng abogado magbilang. August. Kasi last week of July, di ba? August, September, October, November, December. January, February, March, April, May. June, July, August, September, October. Okay, sabi ko, Boss, October. Last year, Boss, late October ang break. Kaya kung walang COVID, na-deliver yung budget ng July, tapos na kami sa House ng August, bibigay namin ng September sa Senate, October tapos kami. Yun po ang plano, Boss. Kasalanan ko ba ho na August sinubmit ng DBM? Kasalanan ba ng DBM? Hindi. Hindi rin naman alam ng DBM na meron COVID We had to reconfigure the whole budget. Sabi ni Lord, hindi, Alan, 1521. Sabi ko, pare, equity ka ng equity. 14.5 and 20.5. Pero sabi ko, Lord, hindi naman natin pinag-uusapan petsa It's not about you and me. It's about the budget. No, Mr. President, dapat nga September 30 na ako So, mga pang-4 na beses na tinanong ni Presidente siya kung payag ng December, no extension daw. At sabi niya, Mr. President, salita mo to. Baka walang maniwala sa iyo kapag hindi mo in-enforce. Sabi ko, Boss, hindi ako problema. Utusan mo ako. Kung gusto mo, Boss, utusan mo ako mag-resign, hindi lang sa House. Hindi lang sa Speaker. Utusan mo ako mag-resign sa House of Representatives. Kaya ko naman tumulong sa mga kababayan ko, kay Congressman ako hindi. Di ba? I'm blessed with a wife who takes care of both districts and with a brother who takes care of the whole city. I'm blessed with many, many congressmen dito na kung mawalan ako ng pondo, makapagpalimos sa inyo para makatulong lang sa aking bayan. Patero says no funds. But through the goodness of many, nadideliveran namin. So sabi ni Presidente, hindi, Alan, yung yung date. So sabi ko, Boss, ikaw mag-decide dahil budget ang pinag-uusapan. Sa sunod-sunod sinabi ni Congressman Velasco, hindi. Sir Speaker, pag hindi October 14, hindi na sunod. Kung hindi October 14, hindi na sunod. Sabi ko, Lord, balik tayo sa budget. Anong gusto mong gawin ko? Ipasa ko yung budget na may mga problema. Hindi, kaya mo yan Like, hindi, Lord, hindi mo naiintindihan yung problema Pakisabi kay Presidente, anong problema sa budget ngayon? Hindi siya makasagot. Hindi niya makasagot na COVID ngayon, pero bumaba pa imbis na tumaas ang budget ng health. Di siya makasagot na ang PhilHealth may 200 billion na reserve pero humingi ng 70 billion for primary healthcare. Di siya makasagot na nag-uusap kami ni Sec Duque na Sec, ani ng 70 billion sa PhilHealth kung wala naman primary health centers. Yung halimbawa na binigay ko, Sec, inabot ko na pangit pa yung PGH. PGH has always have incredible doctors, nurses, and medical staff. Ever since yan. Diba? Tayo dito, in our generation, ever since, tinitingala ang PGH. But it's not until they repair, give new buildings, bought MRI, etc. Nung araw, magpapa-injection ka, dala mo yung vial, dala mo injection, alcohol at saka bulak, dala mo pa eh. Sabi ko, Sec, kung nung panahon na yon na medyo bulok pa yung facilities ng PGH, may PhilHealth ka, ano silbi ng PhilHealth? Babayaran niya pang appendicitis, babayaran mo naman muna yung alcohol at saka yung anesthesia. Wala rin. Sabi ni Sec, tama ka dyan, Alan. So sabi ko, pwede ba tayo mag-small group? Ayan, kalusugan party list, tinuro ko si Mike. Pwede bang pag-usapan nyo, pati ng chairman ng health, ano yung tamang pondo? Bigay mo sa akin, anong mga lugar sa Pilipinas ang walang primary health center? At ibigay mo sa akin ang configuration ng ospital with the perimeter para alam ko kung saan wala, doon tayo mag-usap. So, sabi sa akin, so speaker, hindi na tayo, kung sinong medyo malakas dyan, kalat natin yung pondo. Ay ko, kaya hindi tayo ma-asenso. Wala tayong criteria sa paggagawa niya. Eh, siyempre, sir, napre-pressure din kami. Hindi, kaya nga ako na mismo ang tumatayo dito. Hindi rin alam ni Congressman Velasco na kung mangyari ulit at God forbid that something like Yolanda happens again, it will take the military 28 days with the present crop of C-130s to deliver the medicine and goods for 50,000 people. 50,000 people. Eh, ilan ba cities around the country ngayon? 100,000 tao. 28 days. Sabi ko, ano kailangan nyo? 4 na C-130, sir, pero kinat sa budget. Pag 4 na C-130J, yung bago, ay binili, gaano kabilis? Sir, 1 day, madideliver namin for 50,000. So I called the Secretary of National Defense and the Security Cluster, nag-meeting kami. Sir, di namin kayang buo. Speaker, 15% lang, makaka-order na tayo. I talked to the Coast Guard. Sir, archipelago tayo. Maraming bansa, mga isla, walang pagka binagyo yan, walang kuryente, patay na. Ano solusyon, sir? Huwag problema. Magaling po yung bagong admiral ng Coast Guard. Sir, 2 billion lang dito sa Pilipinas gagawin. Floating hospital. Again, 15% lang kailangan, 300 million. So, like Mr. President, marami tayong problema. Ang daling sabihin yun ang kailangan, saan mo kukunin? Not all of the secretaries agree with each other. The Senate and the House don't always agree with each other. Pero ang sagot to ni Congressman Velasco, hindi, basta't October 14 kami na bahala. So sabi ko, ganito Mr. President, October 14, kung yan ang desisyon nyo. Sabi niya, hindi, Alan, ikaw mag-desisyon. Hindi, sabi ko, Mr. President, kayo presidente, mas alam niyo yung problema eh. Pero sabihin mo, ako susunod. Sabi niya, October 14. Sabi, Mr. President, I will resign on October 14. Let me clarify, Mr. President, he needs to get the votes. So tumingin lang siya. Gumagano'n si Presidente. Sabi ko, Mr. President, let me explain. Under the Constitution, you need a majority of all members to be elected Speaker. So I can step aside. But I cannot guarantee he will be elected. In fact, I will make a fearless forecast. Hindi siya mananalo. Or, if I step aside, mananalo siya, after 1 week, makukudita siya. Bakit? Maraming popular sa Kongreso. Sabi ko, Lord, sorry COVID eh. Nagtago ka eh. Di ko alam kung nasa aircon kang hotel o kung nasaan ka eh. Kami nasa distrito namin. Kami nandito. Nakailang budget hearing kami dito. Paglabas na paglabas, malalaman namin, buong opisina ng kabudget namin, nagka-COVID. Takbo kami, hiwalay sa pamilya, magpapa-swab na naman. Yung ilong ko, hindi naman ganito katangos dati, pero sa daming beses na swab. So, I told him, Lord, I'm not talking about as your opponent in yan. You tell the President bakit ka absent. Hindi makasagot. Sabi ko, Lord, I'll tell you the truth. Once you're Speaker, you're up there. Walang pwedeng makita. in your personal life, in your public life. Hindi pwede because babaksak yung institution. So let me just ask you, are you ready? Kasi if you're ready, you have to give up a lot of things. Kanya, kaya ko yun. Sabi ko, sige, Mr. President, kaya. Sabi niya, so okay na. Kinamayan kami, nahiya nga ako pag ganun ni Presidente kasi bawal ang kamayan. Ginanon niya. Ginanon niya. Tapos sabi niya, bilib ako sa'yo. So, yun sabi ko, Mr. President, paano ito? Sabi niya, tinungin kay Lord, tumingin sa akin. Si Alan na mag-a-announce sa opisina niya bukas para maganda. And ang bala ko, i-focus kayo ng 15 minutes para hindi naman kayo masyak. E nasa kotse pa lang kami. Kung ano-ano na eh. Diba? Kayong mga may Viber group sa mga committee nyo, the President has spoken, eto na, congratulations Lord, etc. Huwag kayong mahiya sa akin, mahiya naman kayo sa mga kasama nyo. Isang pamilya lang tayo dito eh. Let it be between me and Congressman Velasco. Kung may problema kaming dalawa lang yun. Why involve yourselves? Why hurt other members of Congress? Ganyan ba gusto nyo? Yan ba tinuro ko sa inyo? When I became Speaker, I could have chosen 170 members at buhusan sila ng pondo. I could have played politics in this hall. I commanded quite a big amount of resources. Ginawa ko ba yon? Pwede ko itambak sa distrito ko yon. Ginawa ko ba yon? Sabi ng party list, kawawa naman kami. Para kaming senador. Ang laki ng aming mga lugar. O hindi ba gumawa tayo ng paraan? Ilang bilyon yon? Namili ba ako? Doon sa inyong mga party list na minumura ako patalikod? Doon sa inyong mga party list na tuwing makita si Lord, kahit ako pa speaker, the next speaker na tawag? Hindi ah. You got equal as the others. I did not have favorites here. The left. Mga kasama ko sa progresibong sektor ng ating... We disagree. But have you ever felt that I discriminate among my children here in Congress? Hindi. Sa Liberal Party, sa opposition. Why? Because I knew once we start drawing the lines, there's no turning back. Pero ang problema sa ilang sa inyo na sumusuporta kay Lord, sa sobrang atat na makaupo na, you want to marginalize. Sige, subukan nyo. Bilog ang mundo eh. This is my 4th time back here. This is my 4th time back here. Alam niyo, isa sa pinakamatindi kong debate dito sa Kongreso, kay Louie Villafuerte. Kay Louie Villafuerte. Alam ko marami sa inyo ang pinakamatinding yung debate dito kay El Ray Villafuerte. Pero hindi po si El Ray, kay Louie. As soon as I became senator, at that time, in-ethics committee ako, pinapatanggal ako sa Kongreso. He called me, Senador. Sabi ko, Tito Louie, Alan lang, para naman tayong di iba. Hindi, may local bill lang ako eh, baka namang pwede. Sabi ko, Tito Louie, ba't tumawag ka pa? Padala mo lang dito, ipapasa ko yun. Diba? I turned my other cheek. Why? Di naman parati ikaw nasa ibabaw, minsan nasa ilalim ka. So kung nagka-debate tayo dito na medyo masama, so what? Kung this time around, ang naging chairman si Mike, ang naging deputy speaker si Dan, does that mean ba in next Congress mag-aaway tayo? Pwede kong palitan kalahati ng deputy speakers na hindi nagtotoo sa akin o 1/3, di ba? But I didn't. I gave them equal. Because nga, I want this to be a working Congress that people can respect. At yan ang pakiusap ko sa inyo, sa supporters ni Congressman Velasco. If and when he takes over. Diba? Be magnanimous. Reach out. There's more than enough. Our job is to take care of the nation. The difference sa Senado is that the Senate looks nationally, we look by districts, local. And I've told you, there's nothing wrong with being parochial. Hindi ko tinatanggap na sa senador pupunta scholarship ng buong probinsya. Kay Mikey ang lalapit, pambiling bag. O katulad ngayon, na wala silang tablet o wala silang 1.5 para sa free internet. Walang maliit na problema sa congressman. Kaya tayo may budget hearing. Kasi minsan hindi naiintindihan ng mga sekretary na appointed from the top or ng technocrats yung on the ground. Minsan, ang ganda ng plano, distribution ng SAP, ganito. 1 week, 2 weeks, kaya yan. 3 buwan, wala pa. It's difficult. That's why we are here, and we need each other. The House usually comes together as one. So, in all of this turmoil, Huwag tayong magkasakitan. In the end, tayo-tayo din ang magtutulungan eh. Ako, most of my career, I was in the opposition. But I had so many friends who reached out and said that, Alan, I don't care kung administrasyon ka o oposisyon. What I care about is may prinsipyo ka and I want to help you. Diba? Si Mike was one of my first mentors sa Congress. Sa Shangri-La EDSA Plaza, nag-meeting kami, tinuturuan niya ako, huwag kang pala absent. Mag-appear ka, maraming natatalo kasi nakakalimutan. Pero kahit hindi ka mag-absent, huwag ka mawawala sa distrito. Hindi porke congressman ka, masarap na buhay mo. Ako, Alan, tanda mo, Mike, yung kwento mo. Sabi ko, Mike, paano yun? Hindi naman ako nakatira sa subdivision. Tinuruan mo rin ako doon. Sabi ko, hindi, may kotse ka lang doon. Pag-gising mo sa umaga, may nakapilang tao, pasakayin mo sa kotse, dalhin mo sa opisina mo para pamilya mo may privacy. Kasi siya Quezon City, congressman. So, doon na sa bahay nakapila. Eh ako, wala naman sa subdivision. I learned a lot from my colleagues. And I try to give that back to some of you. I don't want to leave Congress nor the speakership na may masama ang loob sa akin. So that's why I try to suck it in. Ang problema, some people think that kindness is weakness. We are not weak. The House leadership is not weak. The House of Representatives is not weak. The Duterte administration is not weak. But the true test of power is how you use it. It's not having it. Eh kung meron akong tangke dito, paputukin ko dito, I'm more powerful or I'm stupid. So mga kasama, I tried to give Congressman Velasco isang rota papunta sa speakership na makakagaan. Pero sagot niya parate, sinisiraan lang siya at basically parang he cannot work with us. So, piniliwanag namin ng Pangulo na walang may akalain ng COVID. In-explain ko na original na pag-uusap yung hanggang October, yung kwento ko sa inyong kanina about the budget, no? So sa puntong ito, nakiusap si Presidente, Lord, pumayag ka na ng December. Sabi ni Congressman Velasco, anong petsa sa December? Nung sinabi, hindi pa rin pumayag. So fast forward ko na. So let me ask you, members of Congress, because this is not only about speakership. Payag ba kayo na ipasa natin ang NEP as is? Kasi kung payag kayo, nandiyan ang majority leader, nakikinig kayo sa Zoom, let's make the motion. We move to approve on second reading the NEP as, that's the proposal of your new speaker. Because he does not need my help. Does not need the help of Eric Yap, he does not need the help of El Rey Villafuerte, he does not need the help of the more than 20 vice chairman we have. Kaya daw niyang ipasa. Nag-last attempt ang ating Pangulo. Sabi niya, pwede kang pumayag, wala namang may ano. Sabi ko, pare, for the country na lang, dahil sa COVID. Sagot ni Congressman Velasco, Sir President, sa Amerika nga, nag-eleksyon eh. Alam niyo, sa totoo lang, muntik akong mahulog sa upuan eh. Sabi ko, kung nagrarayot sa Amerika, pinakamataas ang COVID sa Amerika, gusto mo maging parang Amerika tayo sa ngayon? So since nag-election daw doon, pwede. Sabi ko, Mr. President, maganda ang direction ng House. But the House can continue the direction without me. Huwag nyo lang gagalawin yung present format at direction. Diba? It's true na dapat hindi ka magpalit ng kapitan sa gitna ng laban o ng general. But it's also true that may co-pilot ka naman eh. It's also true naman na basta tama direction at may GPS ka naman, pwede namang iba eh. I am not indispensable. You can make me leave anytime. Inassure ko si Cong Velasco na walang gulo na mangyayari sa sinasabi niya. Believe me, Mr. President. Kasi ang sabi ni Cong Velasco, Mr. President, yung sinasabi ni Alan, Congressman will revolt against you. That's not true. Susunod sa iyo mga congressman. Tinignan ko siya. I'll be honest with you, isip-isip ko, 1 month before the election, punong-puno pa bahay mo ng ng Grace po eh. Di ba? Alam naman natin yung role ng pamilya nila sa kaso ni Grace po. Tapos, sasabihan mo ako na magre-revolt against Duterte dahil sa akin? Yun na sa isip ko. Pero syempre, out of the respect, hindi ko na sinabi. Ang sabi ko, Sir President, wala pong nagsasabing magre-revolt laban sa inyo mga kongresista. Mahal ka ng mga kongresista, alam nila yung nangyayari. Ang sinasabi ko po, kung susundin natin yung sinasabi ni Velasco, they will revolt against him. And by the time that they revolt against him, it's too late dahil nagkaletse-letse na ang budget natin. Kaya sabi ko, Lord, kasi hindi mangyayari. Sabi ko, Lord, nandyan si Mikey. Oh. Tingin mo ba si Speaker Bebot Alvarez? Tingin mo ba si Speaker GMA gusto magkaganon? Kung unicameral tayo, baka nag-focus, nagkausap, may Senado, may media, may Malacanang, o nabdito. Na-reenacted budget tayo. Gusto mo bang mangyari yan? Hindi, Mr. President, kaya ko yan. O sige, di kaya mo. Di ko na po babasahin yung iba. So, I will finish by this. No? More than 3 or 4 times pinakiusapan ng ating Pangulo, si Congressman Velasco, na sa December na ang palitan, alang-alang sa bansa, alang-alang sa budget. I saw the pain in the President's heart. I saw the burden on his shoulders. Wala na lang ako masagot kung hindi, Mr. President, tutusan mo na lang ako para wala nang problema. Every time that I say, Mr. President, tell me when I'll resign, kay Velasco pa rin tumitingin eh. December. Panay, no. Tapos sabi September 30. Sabi ko, bukas, boss. Bukas, today. Today daw kami papalit. So, October 14 daw. Sabi ko, ano bang problema ng October 14 at November 15? Break. So, binalikan niya ako, ano ba problema? Sabi ko, that's the time nakakausapin namin ng Senate at saka ang DBM para magkaroon tayo ng budget na acceptable to all. Because in the next 10 days, hindi na kaya to. Ang bigat na nung pinag-uusapan, tapos ginulo nyo na eh. Diba? Dinideny niya. So, last na naging usapan namin, ako mag-a-announce dito, I was going to do it via Facebook, dyan sa opisina ko, but napilitan ako magsalita dito kasi nga, inunahan tayo. I don't want a vote, I don't want, di ba, meaning, kung a majority wants Congressman Velasco, take over, di ba? Pwede naman ako sumunod, pwede rin ako mag-resign, iba pumalit sa akin. Sinasabi ko lang kay Presidente, ayoko magkahiyaan sa floor. Because it happens. It happens po. That's why sa Senado, nung pinakita na sa akin na may numero, quiet na lang ako. But I continued supporting the President. Dito po, when the group of President, former President, and then Speaker, GMA, had the list, nagkagulo pa, di ba? Nainis pa si Presidente nung SONA because ayaw pang i-accept nung kabilang side. I don't want that to happen to us. Di ba? We are mature men and women here in Congress. We can show each other. Alan, ayaw na nila sa'yo. O, di. I will love less people, but I will still like them. Di ba? So, today, before I finish, I'd like to tell you, the speakership in this time of COVID is not about power. Anin mo power ngayon, namamatay ang mga tao. Anin mo ang power ngayon kung hindi mo mabalik ang ekonomiya at kabuhayan. It's also not about economics. Walang pwede mag-solo ng budget. Pwedeng chap-chapin, pwedeng may gawin. Pero it's about equity and about thinking of who needs it most all around the country. So I thought, this may be my last speech as speaker. So I brought 2 books. First is the Bible. And greetings, assalamualaikum sa mga kapatid natin Muslim. Allow me lang just to profess my faith. And I'd like to remind us that the moral compass, we are all tourists here on this earth. Diba? So what does it gain us if we gain the world but lose our soul in the process? Hindi ako magkakapit-tukot sa posisyon na to. Diba? No, nor will I abandon it. Diba? I will fight for you guys. Diba? But you have to say what you want and how you want it. But this will, hopefully, despite my humanity, pagkakamali ko, kasalanan ko, I ask the Lord to always allow me to turn from my wicked ways. This is the Bible na hawak ko. Second book I brought is something special that I want to put in a museum soon. Is the Treaty of Paris. This is an 1899 copy of the Treaty of Paris. During this time na maliit na yung mundo, pero marami tayong problema sa ating territory. This is a time where we have to be friends with the West, but also have to remember the evils of colonialism. This is the time where we have to remember that what makes us human is human rights. But we also have to remember that we should not weaponize human rights. This book is a good reminder. Ang taong hindi na marunong lumingon sa kanyang pinanggalingan ay may stiff neck. Ay hindi makakarating sa kanyang paruroonan. Alam ko kung saan ako nanggaling. Municipal Councilor of Taguig, Vice Mayor of Taguig, Congressman of the Lone District of Taguig, Ordinary Citizen Alan, Law Student Alan, Attorney Alan, Senator Alan, Secretary Alan, Congressman Alan again, and then with your help, Speaker Alan. So today, I'd like to thank you, each one of you. Di ako namimili. Whether you're for me or against me from the start until now, nag-contribute kayo. And I'm thankful for that. Maraming salamat sa inyo. This situation at yung ginawa ng grupo ni Congressman Velasco kagabi makes it impossible for me to finish the budget in time to help the country really recover. Magkakagulo lang kung hanggang October 14 tapos ganyan ang mangyayari. No? I hope to be able to see the President personally to also explain to him. Congressman Velasco told the President that he is ready. Then I think the best time for him to prove it is now. Gusto mo ng September 30? Sige. If our colleagues want you today, ikaw na. Let him show that he can pass the budget on time. But more than that, let him show that it will be a great budget. A budget that all of us will be proud of. I've worked hard to make this Congress a Congress that our colleagues, our families can be proud of. I will not be a party to letting the President down. So I am offering my resignation here and now to you, my dear colleagues. My fate and the fate of the 2021 budget and the fate of the leadership of the House is in your hands. Please, don't vote on party lines. Don't accept or deny because of positions or what the President might say, what I might think. Bumoto kayo sa akin o hindi, tanggapin nyo man o hindi, you are my friends and colleagues. We will have to struggle together. So in the end, in your conscience, you have to decide what kind of budget and who will lead you to that budget. And if you say it's neither me nor Cong Velasco, I have a couple of names. Pero personally na lang yung tanong sa akin because this is a house, the 18th Congress, that has transformed from the House of Representatives to the House of the People. And I am proud of it. God bless the Philippine Congress. Salamat po sa inyong lahat.
Mr. Speaker,